Right, basically, since we've started, I think there's been some good stuff come out, positive, to find out different people's views so far with regards to what they think about the service, especially now it's changed over to people do, so people can, so they understand that it's trying to change. I think I've been surprised by a lot of the answers that have come from people, but a lot of people that I would have thought in my mind would never get there actually have got it in them to sort their life out, but they just need possibly to do some of the courses instead for some things to be upgraded, like more meetings and whatever. But generally I've been quite surprised so far at the reaction that's come from people.
Yeah, so now we're doing the interviews, a few interviews, people's comments are okay. We ain't had no one who's been like really like aggressive or anything like that in any of the interviews.
No.
Because some of the questions are quite personal. A couple of meetings I've actually been to before people came were quite interesting, got more of an insight of what you're trying to achieve and what we're trying to achieve. Yeah, look forward to finding out the result basically, and what else we can actually do within People Can regarding homeless people.
Yeah, there's a lot of people at first that just wanted, unless it was something in it for them, they weren't going to do it. But slowly, maybe it's because of the choice of people that you've chosen, they're starting to slowly come round to wanting to do the interview, and I think they realised that it could possibly change the way that you've done the questions, that it could change the service or inform them about things that they could be missing to get on with their life. But people are slowly coming around, and people are starting to speak to us, obviously, to do interviews and whatever.
I'd say it's because we've interviewed a few people now and the word's got better.
Yeah.
You know, we ain't being like super intrusive, like, if you know what I mean, with the questions.
Yeah, well, you're giving them the choice of what they want to be called, and you're asking them if they want to be recorded, so there's nothing to do with the data protection or anything, because they know they're being recorded. Not one of them, as far as I know, not one of them said they didn't want to be recorded.
Right. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, I think we're doing quite well.
Yeah.
But you know, I still get quite a few people like, you know, knocking their doors and asking me what an interview. I'm like, it's like, well, what's in it for us?
Yeah.
And when you turn around, well, when I turn around and tell them, like, you know, look, it's a survey for the hostel and trying to basically improve the services in the hostel.
But
I mean, they're still.
But then people will be able to get, because there's more than one way to skin a cat, so to speak, and I think eventually they'll come around. But when I've had dinner after we finished and whatever else in the day, because we had quite a late one yesterday, didn't we? Basically there was people still talking about it, so I think they know that there's an opportunity here to improve the service and also find out more about what's happening within there already.
What were they saying at dinner time, Tim?
Basically, where do they think that it would get by you doing all of this? And I basically said that your job is here to obviously find out about all these services, tell me what the services are here, and then tell them, and then that at some point it will be relayed to whoever you talk to, whoever the main guys, and I think that you go from there. But I said to him that there might be, because all of us have suggested it, things that change, like they're saying things that they've suggested, there's a strong possibility that could be a group that's up and running in the next year or so. And they were saying that they didn't expect it to be, they thought it was going to be a lot more formal and a lot more intrusive, which it wasn't. It's quite specific, the questions, aren't they, to what our situations are. And I think it's quite good the way it's worded, because it's obviously giving us an opportunity to tell our feelings. I think they're quite good, the questions, aren't they?
Yeah, the way we put it, the way we put it together, because I mean, what did we come up with 13 questions. And then when, I couldn't forget his name, but when he took him back to the management.
I forgot your name as well, that's out of order, isn't it? What's your name again?
Steve.
Steve, that's it, he was right, he
Yeah.
was right, sorry, I keep on thinking Tom, sorry, go on.
We've only been doing this for 5 weeks, boys.
No, I know, I keep on saying Tom, sorry Steve.
When we sorted all the questions out, and Tim took them back and showed his manager, right, you know what I mean? His manager added a few more questions.
Yeah.
You know, which I found was quite interesting because, like, when we actually been interviewed, like, and I've been interviewed, you've been interviewed, you know, it makes you think, like, you know, how far I've come personally in my battle, you know, of like where I was on the street, fucking begging every day of the week, like sticking needles in every day of the week, like, you know, to like where I am now, like just doing meth and shit, you know.
Yeah. Even with me, I've noticed, like, doing this has helped me as well, because basically, like I say, I used to be a plumber, well I still am a plumber by trade, but I'm out of work over 2 years. I've never in the 2 years, I've been back in and out of jail, I've never thought about working, but since I've been here I've started slowly to think about getting my driving licence like renewed. I've got it, I just need to get a new copy sent out and to get my CSCS because that's run out and start getting back into work. So it is, and I've never really had organisations that help me before. I basically always stuck my fingers up, but this one I don't. It's starting to slowly help me, and things like this makes you think that we are doing something to help other people in it before we go, type thing, you know.
Well, yeah, you know, like the penny drops, you know, regardless, like, you know, if I'm talking to someone about addiction, you know, and the penny actually drops finally, and they think, right, you know, I'll take that on board, you know, because all you can do is give them advice. It's up to them if they take it,
Yeah.
and then take the action, you know, as I was explaining to Del, like, you know, yeah, it's all well and good sitting in your room doing nothing all day, yeah, but like, if you want to get involved, yeah, you've got to fucking take the action and get involved, you know, take responsibility.
With us, people thought that basically that this was a load of bullshit, because we've had stuff asked before, what do you want to do, and then nothing ever happens, and I've sort of like convinced them from my half, only by what I've been told by you guys, that this is all being looked into. So to that person it might not be specifically what they've asked, but at least they know. I think we've all convinced them, between the ones that are doing it, between me, Dave and Tom and yourself, that it will be looked into, and like I said before, something might be done about it. So I think they at first they disbelieved it. They said, what's the point, it ain't going to get seen into, and I said, no, this guy's actually been employed to do this, the role for you, for people can, and it is a new change, it's a fresh start, isn't it? So you know, and this wasn't done before, so.
The one thing I'd say is everyone seems to have taken responsibility for their own situations and their own futures, and that's been really positive, hasn't it?
Well, I've stopped going out, basically. I've stopped going out from begging and stealing, borrowing and begging, which is good. I've stopped using so much, which has brought it down. I'm not going out of an evening time. I am slowly starting to start sorting my rent out, because I know that otherwise I'll never get out of it. But this is a real opportunity for me to sort myself out. And since I've come out, I haven't been out going out stealing or anything like that. So there is help here, and I've noticed, especially since People Can has took over from Nova Scarman, without mentioning any names, that the service is a bit better. I think it is.
Yeah, so, you know, just start like
snapping their heels a bit more.
Trying to run more groups, you know, like Pacific groups, you know.
AI and stuff.
Yeah, you know, stuff to get you thinking. You know, it's all about the way you think.
Yeah.
You know, if you're just stuck in that suicidal fucking environment and like
don't give a shit,
sticking needles in your arm every day, you know, you're playing Russian roulette. Well, I was when I was doing it myself. You're playing Russian roulette, and you're always like, you're in that frame of mind, or like you don't give a shit because you're numb anyway.
Yeah.
You know, and since I've actually like got my head back together and like sorted myself out, you know, there's a lot more going on in my life today. You know, I've got a lot more benefits. Like I've got my family back in my life, I've got my kids back in my life. You know, which I didn't think would happen so quick.
Yeah, and that's the same with me about my daughter. They've convinced me in the last couple of months, even more so, that like I said before, I can get myself back into work, because obviously I've got my MVQ level 2 and I can see my daughter. I just thought I'd sort it out with solicitor, which I didn't think. I'm thinking that it's going to take me years down the line, and they've convinced me that it is going to be a bit quicker than that, as long as I stick to what I said I'm going to do. But at first I come in here, I was headstrong when I come out of jail, and I had a bit of a wobble for a couple of months. But I'm definitely back on track now, even more so since people can have been in. I think the staff have snapped the reels a bit more.
Well, you haven't got that like frame of mind where you're in jail no more. You come out of jail and you sort of like, even me, when I used to come out of jail, like, you know, you still got that prison head on it, you know what I mean? You know, you can't trust no one, you know what I mean, because they're going to fucking do this or do that, right, you know. The staff I look at like they're authority figures, so like anything they tell me, it's like, fuck off, I ain't listening, you know what I mean?
I didn't think that if you'd asked me 4 years ago, would I have been back in jail, would I be in like a drug unit recovering, I wouldn't have thought that, because I'd been down that road till I was about 21. And then obviously I found work and sorted myself out, and I definitely wouldn't have said that I'd be sticking needles in my arm. And 4 years down the line, that's what I'd done. I'd lost everything, my job, my flat, my missus, everything. So, and it weren't until I got here that I realised that I can get it all back slowly, and you can sort yourself out. And people can, not like a lot of hostels, they say they're going to do something. Invariably, 90% of the time they do actually do it. So I feel secure here, anyways. And I think that by us doing this, we can make better routes for other people, and it shows that people can actually give a shit about us because they're asking to do this. They want to know our view and what we're going to do, and I can't see anything but it being good for everyone at the end of the day. And I know something good will come out at the end of it, so.
Good.
So the 20 quid you pay me later. But no, I'm being honest, it's definite improvement.
You know, it's an improvement of life, you know, the other service users are willing to like take action and be responsible for themselves, basically, you know. And I found with me, being an addict, the hardest battle I ever had, mate, was saying to myself that I am an addict. You know, because my battle was, I was just a person who liked to use drugs. Until I ended up in St Thomas's, double pneumonia, multiple abscesses on my lung, fluid on my lung, 2 enlarged veins, major fucking blood infection, a major fucking
but the service is good.
What they call it, infection in my groin. I just had an infection. And basically on death's door. You know, I mean, the hospital gave me like 2 weeks to live if I was to carry on going out there and doing what I was doing. You know, so I made that, you know, give me an alternative. You've got 24 hours to make your decision, Mr. Kenny. You can stay here, we'll give you 70 mg methadone every day and 2 shots of diamorphine for your pain. Your choice, you know, and I took the right choice.
Coming here instead.
Yeah, you know, I had to take the battle in my head, you know, like.
But do you think I think what they're trying to say is about the service. Do you think the service has helped you stop doing all of that?
Yeah.
This is about
because like, you know, I know 100%. Yeah, like when I first become homeless again, I went to Harrow Council because they were paying my rent for 5 years. And when I asked them what they're going to do, they referred me straight back to Westminster. So basically they're saying, well, fuck you, Mr. Kenny, like, you know. And I'm saying, well, like, now, I've been with you 5 years in Harrow, now you're sending me straight back to Westminster, where I've got no ties anymore.
Yes, you got into it, but...
So I had to go all the way back through the system, like, again, basically, like, just to get here, because you can't just walk in here. You know, you have to go through the system. So, sleeping out on the street, then go to connections, talk to the staff there, you know, and be 100% brutally honest with them. You know, I spent, I think it was 3 days in the night shelter, and then they referred me to the rolling shelter over in the back end of King's Cross. Spent a month there, and then I actually come here. But since I've been here, it was like in the process of changing so people can. But yeah, there's a lot more interaction with staff. You know, if you've got a problem and you talk to the staff, they will try and work it out.
Yeah, if we've had any concerns, we've basically put them forward to either the staff or to yourselves, and hopefully, like we've been speaking about, eventually it will get looked at and someone will make a decision. But like I say, the company obviously do care about what people think.